So, welcome back to yet another Honest Tool Reviews. I think people are starting to get the trend here. I mean, between the rain outside, it's raining, it might be hard to see. But between the rain and the constant fear of people looting, I have made several attempts to come up with ideas that aren't in my shed. My shed is a disaster area at the moment, and the longer I work on it, the less time I actually have for tool reviews. But these tools I keep in the house, and I feel like these are easier to get behind videos with and just put them back without showing off my incredibly dysfunctional shed. Well, first off, yes, this is a gun. And no, it's not a rifle. It's definitely not a handgun. Well, what is it? Okay, so for 90% of anyone on the planet that has a good brain and has seen TV shows ever, this is a shotgun. For everybody else, it's just a gun, looks like a rifle. People don't know what it is. So I'm going to tell you, quite honestly, this is an imported gun. This is not an American-made gun. It does say Westfield, Massachusetts, but it says imported by Savage Arms Incorporated. It is the 320 model. I believe it says that somewhere up here. Okay, well, it's going to have to focus. That's not an option. It's going to have to focus. That's showing the shell size. Something I've got to cover. What in the world? Okay, so what this says, ignore me, I gave it a shot, I tried. It reads Stevens Model 320, 12 gauge, 2 3/4 and 3-inch shells. So you can read that it's the Stevens Model 320. It is 12 gauge in the gauge caliber of the bullet, and it accepts sizes 2 3/4 and 3 inches. I will be doing a video on how to read shells and how to read boxes for the sizes of the shells, because that is important. This gun cannot appropriately feed mini shells, 1-inch shells, 1.5-inch shells, or 2-inch shells, or 2.5-inch shells. It can only reliably feed 2 3/4 and 3-inch shells. These shells are probably the most common, 2 3/4. 3-inch shells, it can handle 3-inch shells. That is an important thing, but this video is about the gun. So the gun can take the most common type of shell, which is the 2 3/4. Okay, so this one's a buckshot, which is personally my favorite. And why do I suggest a shotgun? A lot of people that aren't trained to shoot guns can shoot somebody with a shotgun. Well, why do I say somebody? Well, I am shooting this video in some of the days after the turmoil of some of the rioting and looting, and it seems like things might have calmed down, but I think it's only calmed down because I have stopped paying attention to the news altogether. That being said, I'm going to continue to do gun reviews until I am confident that everything I have has been reviewed. So, okay, what is all this crap that I have here? Well, they make these little pockets that strap on like an armband over your shotgun, and they hold rounds. I have quite a few. I've got some red slugs, some green slugs, and I've got 3 kind of bird shots. I've got those on there just like this for a purpose. I have these for the different uses. The shotguns with the slugs, they can really hit if someone's behind a door. You can shoot them through the door. And then the bird shot, if they're not behind the door, if they're in the open area, you have that option. Also, for the sake of this video, it kind of gives you the idea that you can shoot different things out of this gun. And you can. There is no limit to what you can shoot out of this gun. Now, one of the things that people are rioting about is the abuse that the police are doing to specifically the black community. I feel like that's a little inaccurate because there are some people, thankfully, who are remembering that there are even white people who have been hit and hurt and killed by the police. And when you really think about it, well, anytime the police fire their gun, why don't they use something like this? This is a rubber slug. Rubber. Like that. Like it's plastic. It's not going to kill you. It's a non-lethal round. I have 2, 4, 5. I have 5 of those in there. I got my hands on 5. I know the police companies can get their hands on 5. Even for my little shotgun, I have non-lethal double lock buckshot rubber bullets. The shotgun can also shoot what's called dragon's breath. It shoots a 80-foot flame. Can't really imagine why you would need it, but if I feel like I need it or I'm out of bullets, I have it. So that's why shotguns are different from rifles. You can shoot pretty much anything out of this thing. In a life or death situation, if you got your hands on some of these rounds, you can physically feed... Oh, that one's gone. You can physically feed this mini shell into the chamber to be used. Now, what is a mini shell? Okay, well... Okay, that is the mini shell, and this is a regular shell. As you can see, the mini shell is almost half the size of the full-size shell. It's called a mini shell for that exact reason. They give lower recoil because they don't shoot as hard, so they also don't hit as hard and go as far. But they come in slug. All of these are slugs. I know there's some bird shots. Right there's some bird shot, or dove shot, or deer shot, whatever you want to call it. It's not a buckshot. This, on the other hand, is specifically a defender round. That means this round is the Winchester Defender. It shoots 3 buckshot pellets and a slug. And all of these different kinds of shot shells can be shot out of the same shotgun. Which means that the shotgun is the most versatile of any gun that you're going to pick up on the market. You can simply put on a shorter inch barrel and you have your household defensive gun. You can put on the longer barrel and you have your turkey shooting, deer shooting, bear shooting gun. So what do I have mine set up for? Well, I have mine set up with the long rifle barrel, the barrel that come with it, simply because I'm too cheap to buy a shorter barrel. And I use a tactic of shouldering the stock at your neck to make the gun shorter if I was to sweep the house. But this is not my home defense gun. You'll see that in another video. Right now, just focus on the fact that you can change out this for a pistol grip if you felt that you needed it shorter, and you can change the barrel out if you felt that you needed it shorter. You can also buy them shorter. You don't have to have this shotgun for home defense, but a shotgun is good for home defense. And I think if you'll take just a couple seconds to hear me rack it, you will understand what people mean when they say they heard their gun racked and someone was scared. Just a second, you don't really even need to see for this, but here we go. So someone breaks in your house and you go to load your gun. You've got your gun like this, you throw a shell into it, and they're coming around the corner and they hear, Yeah, they're scared. Just about everybody knows that click-clack sound of a shotgun shell being loaded into a shotgun. It's a movie trope. It's an iconic sound. Burglars know it. Home defense people know it. Police officers know it. Kids know it. Teenagers know it. Anyone that's played a video game knows the sound of a shotgun being racked. Racked is a word for shotguns, which also means loaded. You can insert the bullets like this, one at a time, and rack it. You can load them into the feed. There are extensions you can buy to make it hold even more in the mag tube. It's a tube instead of a magazine, but this one will hold 5 plus a ghost load and one in the chamber. Ghost loading is something that I can get into in a completely different video, but you always count the number of bullets a gun can hold with one in the chamber. So it can hold 5, 6, 7. This gun can hold 7 without an extension on the mag tube. Mag tubes generally only allow for 2 extras. I would probably have to do a double mag tube extension, which would be an extension on the extension. I'm not entirely sure if that's something you can do, but I would want to extend at least 4 before I bother dealing with it. And you probably have some tube extensions that can and some that can't. You would want to be careful. But in the case of guns, what are we looking at? Well, this is my gun. This is my shotgun, and I have used this aplenty. So, doing a review on this gun, what do I think it's worth star-wise? Well, I think it's worth 4 out of 5 because of its versatility. Is it accurate? Well, this is a shotgun, so it does not have rifling in the barrel. Rifling is the little twists and lines that help speed the bullet up and give the bullet spin that allow the bullet to fly more accurately. That being said, this gun is not meant to be super accurate. No shotgun is going to be extremely super accurate like a rifle at 100 yards. That being said, for the design, for what this is, it is very accurate. At 50 and 70 yards, I can hit paper with a slug within 2 inches of where I've planned to hit it. A little old lady picking one up in self-defense may or may not be as good because slugs hit hard. You could pick up a smaller shotgun at a different point in time. I will cover that video of a smaller shotgun. I think it would be right up the alley for people up in age or low in physical strength. But this shotgun is great for the average user, the average person who is picking one up for their house. They're a teen, they're a college kid, they live at home alone. They come in different colors, they come in different shapes, they come in a tactical version that look badass. I will say, and I want to make this predominantly clear, a laser has no business on a shotgun because none of your bullets are going to land where that laser is pointing. And if you are within 70 yards of somebody, you don't need a laser anyway. And if you need a laser that you can see, you're not using a light. And if you don't have a light, then you shouldn't shoot in the dark. You don't never know who it is unless you see them. I would not shoot unless I have seen someone's face. That being said, don't let anyone upsell you on, ooh, this one's got a laser and a flashlight and a scope. It's a shotgun. You're probably not going to get more than 70 to 80 yards out of it at the absolute most at a miracle. If you're extremely talented and all you do every day is practice shotgunning, you might can shoot 80 to 100 yards with one using really high-powered rounds, using a long barrel, if that is genuinely something you want to devote your life to. But if you just buy a gun, have never picked a gun up before, and you want a shotgun, don't go and buy a laser and a flashlight and a scope. You don't need the laser. It comes in handy for nothing. You shouldn't really need the flashlight, but you can turn lights on in your house anyway. If you need a flashlight, then you get you the flashlight, but you won't need the scope for anything, especially not in home defense. I'm talking to you during the looting and rioting of 2010. I'm not telling you to go out and kill people with the scope. I am not telling you to go out and kill people with a laser and try to look badass. I'm telling you that this gun at one point was my go-to home defense gun, and I have not had to use it, God forbid, one of the most biggest blessings of all, but I have had it at many a days. I have had this gun sitting in the corner behind the front door to my house. This is not the front door, but you get the idea. I've had it laying up like that, and a lot of people do not use these pockets. I use these pockets, and there's two different ones. I know you can see the paper clip here because I kind of cut the back off of one to put it on in front of the other, and that allows me to have two sets of magazine clips. I'm back with part 2. I apologize for pausing the video. I know it appeared seamless. Life got kind of out of hand there for a very short period of time. Back to this gun. I bought this gun at a Walmart for $180. Do I think it has been a good gun for the price that I paid? I think it has been an excellent gun for the amount of money that I have paid. I have thoroughly enjoyed every single trigger pull. I have never had a single jam up except when using the mini shells, which, bear in mind, are not supposed to be cycled through this. Do I think that this gun is worth $189? I will tell you that I believe this gun could easily be worth $300 or $400. Do I feel that the prices of shotguns are a little over exaggerated? Yes, I really do. That's why I mention it. These guns are very simple. They jam up very, very little, and when they do, it's so easy to undo the jamming. They're easy to clean. They're easy to service. They shoot just about anything. So technically, they're worth more. But they are extremely simple guns, and because of that, a very cheap one will work as good as an extremely expensive one. You get more expensive when you start talking name brands. Name brands are unnecessary. That's like getting a John Deere lawnmower or going out and getting a Triton lawnmower that no one has a clue what they're talking about. And they're like, well, that one that I bought, that one that was on sale over there at the somewhere. So anyway, this is a non-name brand shotgun. I've had it for 5 years and never had a hang up. I have shot skeet with it. I have shot targets with it. I have shot at 10 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards, 60 yards, out to 80 yards. I did that for one reason, and the only time I've ever shot straight out, and I have not shot closer than 30 yards since. Is when you first buy a shotgun, you get an idea what kind of shot shells you would like to shoot, specifically for home defense. And then you decide from the size of your house what kind of distances you will be shooting in, and you shoot at least 5 shells at 10, 20, 30, 40, up to the maximum distance that you would be shooting inside your house, and get an idea of what the spread of your bird shots and buck shots would be. Once you've identified a pattern of your favorite type of shotgun shell shot is at each distance of 10 intervals, 10 yards, 10 feet, whatever, then you know when you shoot exactly how big the spread is going to be at each number of yards or feet, and you can actively engage a home intruder appropriately. That being said, I have done this, and I have shot this gun for tons of fun, numerous times, hundreds, thousands of times. I've never been let down. I have never needed to use it for home security, and I will not claim that I ever have, because quite simply that isn't true. All the same, is this gun worth it? Yes, it's worth its weight. It's worth every dime I've paid, $180. If someone came up to me tomorrow and said they'd have to take it back if I didn't pay another $100, I would pay another $100. That being said, I give this gun 4 out of 5. I would give this 5 out of 5, but I'm not giving any gun 5 out of 5 because no guns are perfect. There's always something that can be done to them. They always only fit one or two purposes. There's no one gun that fits absolutely every single thing. Even with this one shooting any type of bullets, the barrel could be shorter, this could be pistol gripped. It could be modified and changed different ways to fit a different situation. Therefore, it's still only able to get 4 out of 5. It's not perfect. No gun is. But 4 out of 5, if you've been watching my videos, you'll see that 4 out of 5 is as good as any gun gets on my channel. This is the perfect tool for home defense. If you have a family and you're looking to defend them, and you are an average build person. Coming up next on my list of uploaded videos will be one for women or elderly folks. Maybe not manly women with very muscly bodies, but women who are more feminine, or maybe a more feminine man, elderly people, maybe young children that are over the age of 10 may need to shoot the gun if there's a home intruder. Whatever the situation may be, there is a shotgun out there for them, and it'll be coming up next. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and stay safe out there, America.